As a child, I used to break out into full sprints trying to catch up to planes that flew overhead. Skinny arms waving, legs pumping, I'd run right up to the invisible line my father told me not to cross, and I'd stand there, heaving, watching it as it flew overhead, convinced that maybe had that line not been there, I might have caught it. So July, summer of '89, the roar of a 747 jet ripped through my spine, tore my focus from the Kool-Aid-filled ice trays, and I took off. You're looking at me a little weird, okay. No, sorry, Kool-Aid-filled ice trays, I'm just gonna break it down. So sometimes when you're poor, right, and you're growing up, when you can't afford popsicles, like your mother, like she'll just make a big thing of Kool-Aid, and she'll freeze it, and then you just stick little toothpicks in it. It's delicious. You should try some. It's wonderful. My father grabbed me by my arm, spun me around, looked me dead in my eye, and said, now, son, you're gonna be a man one day. I can't have you chasing things that you can't catch. There was no pat on the head, no rustle of the hair that accompanied this, just a stare, and I know you're just trying to prepare me for life, you know, toughen me up for the world, but now she wonders why Valentine's Day is such a hard stretch of the imagination for me. I tell her he doesn't look a whole lot like me except through the eyes. See, he's red with freckles on his cheek. His forearms are twice my size, and though his voice booms like mine never will, he's never been that good at saying what he feels. Ask any little boy about the silence that goes where a man's voice is supposed to be. He'll tell you it's deafening. Sounds a lot like strike 3. Like cell block 3 lockdown, like the cock back of a 3-pound hammer. Ladies, I'm gonna make it easy for you. It's hard being a man. Don't believe me? Check your history books, ask your grandparents. We were raised to be less gentle and more men with the ability to fuck someone up if need be, almost on a whim. They tell you go to your target like a bullet. Burst all bonds, howling up the bank with blood in your eyes, rage in your heart, ground moving beneath your feet, roaring like tanked up motors turned loose with no brakes to hold them. And when it's over, when this impulse is no longer needed, they tell you to put it away. You know, carry on with life like this part of us is not fake, sleeping inside of us with one eye open. Tell me, how do we not instinctively lock the windows and sleep closest to the door? How do we not walk into a room, put our backs up against the wall, immediately spot and number the exits? Our fathers' heart-to-hearts consisted of how to target a kidney, not how to warm a heart. How to fix a sink, not how to mend a marriage. There are no I love yous passed down in the midst of power tool instructions. Weave into the crevices of weaponry breakdown intensives, just oddly placed tips on how to dodge a jab. That fine women are usually crazy, and that you should always flush your condoms. No, really, as a parting gift, before I left the house, my father said, now son, always flush your condoms. So no, I can't calm down. Consider your feelings or be rational. I was only taught to be diplomatic. Get you and the kids out. Crouch in the dark, control my breathing, and wait on this fool trying to break into our home and steal our peace. What you and your girlfriend should be laughing about is how the recipe for defeating an enemy looks a whole lot like the recipe for leading a family. There are no I love yous here. Just promises. So we are not all bad haircuts. Some of us are just 2 weeks away from being something really dope you could work with. In the meantime, what you want to try and do is not defang us, because the last thing you want to see when you need your man to lead is a man with no teeth for meat.